Okay, so we have the line from Eruption up here. Now, in order to fit things in the space down here, I started using hash marks so I could tighten things up a little bit. But instead of just simply picking as fast as we can, we're going to break this down in the 16th notes, and we're going to play, groups of 4. 1 E and 2 E and then we're going to change to 16th fret. So that's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. And then this pattern down here, he's kind of got 6 beats that he's going through because, he's really not thinking about timing throughout this. It's just a solo piece, so it's not sticking into a specific 4/4 time. Oh, let's try that again. This is the line from Battle Axe, and rather than write the whole thing out, I put the shapes up here. So we're going to start on this note and work our way up through the arpeggio. Let me show you how that works real slow. Drop the camera a little bit so you can see my fretboard. And then he tags it. Okay, faster. The question is, how fast do we need to be able to go in order to play shred guitar? So I put a lot of thought into this. I spent a lot of years using this one solo as my measuring stick, and that was Big Trouble by Steve Vai. He recorded that with David Lee Roth, and there's a 30-second note run in there that's about 108 beats a minute. Now, the thing that I know about that run now that I didn't know back then is it's all one kind of pick slanting. You can play it with an upward or you can play it with a down, and it's pretty easy to blast through it once your picking hand is actually up to speed, where some of the more difficult stuff, Yngwie Malmsteen's lines, Eric Johnson's lines, some things that have more difficult string crossing, you might not be playing as fast, but it's still super, super scary. So anyways, I've broken this down, and the average shred speed starts at about 160 beats a minute and goes up to 200. Now, you got some players that I've listed up here that kind of fit in that range. Joe Satriani, Eric Johnson, Steve Morse. Okay, when you start getting beyond 200 beats a minute, so the next level that I've broken down is 200 to 240. And, as I mentioned, you had Steve Vai in there. You got Paul Gilbert, you got Michael Angelo Batio. These guys Yngwie Malmsteen. These are the ones that I call super shredders, okay? And most of them land somewhere in that range. Now, getting beyond 240 beats a minute, that is like super scary. That is like freakishly fast. And, you know, some of these guys, I think Paul Gilbert could probably pull it off. Maybe Yngwie Malmsteen. Most of the guys that I know of that can do it are, you know, they're not even famous. There's this guy who did Flight of the Bumblebee. He was working at breaking the world's record, and let's see, what did he do? I think it was 320 beats a minute. Insanely fast, insanely clean. The video is there to see on YouTube, and absolutely nobody has heard of the guy. You know, it's like no guitar player that I know of anyways has ever heard of this dude. So the important thing to take away from this, I think you want to be able to push yourself as fast as you can go, but at the same time, you know, you don't have to be the fastest guitar player in the world, because nobody even knows who the fastest guitar player in the world is. Okay, everybody knows who Joe Satriani is, but this guy that I'm telling you about that did Flight of the Bumblebee, who knows about him? So that's my point. You know, gauge yourself. I would say, you know, a reasonable goal to set is to be able to pick at 200 beats a minute. If you want to go faster than that, you're going to have to work really, really hard at it, and you're going to have to put in a lot of hours. But it can be done. Alright, that concludes the introduction to speed picking. The next time we get into it, we're really going to start getting into pick slanting.